All right. So this video is for those set of people that want to start from scratch to become successful. No leverage of any sort, no rich family member anywhere, no rich uncle anywhere, no rich parents. You know that you're not inheriting any wealth from anywhere. You just want to succeed from scratch. Then you have to watch this video. I remember those days when I was done with my tertiary institution. I was serving, and that was the most confused phase of my life. I didn't know what to do. I was so confused. That state where you want to be successful, but you don't know how. I had to consume different information. Some were saying learn a skill, get a job, start a business, a lot of information. But instead of becoming knowledgeable, instead of gaining direction from those information, I became so overwhelmed. I was even more confused. Should I get a job? Should I start a business? What business should I start? And all of these things. But I knew very well that I wanted to become successful. But how was the problem? And after few years, I've been able to come up with a plan, with a strategy, and a way that anybody can apply and they can become successful from scratch. If you're a young person, this video is for you. Or if you are an adult and you want to understand how to become successful without having any help, I mean, there is nothing, no money in your bank account, or you're just struggling and you want to find out a blueprint, a strategy, a framework that can help you become successful from scratch, then watch this video. So after I finished my service, after looking at different and listening to different videos, podcasts, advice, and all of that, I was like, all of these things are too much for me. I have to draw out my framework that anybody can apply, and they are sure that they can become very successful. Most successful people started with nothing, and they became um, a global figure today. And I've been able to look at all of these people and draw out a framework that can help you become very successful without having any leverage at all, especially if you are from Africa where it is difficult to survive. It is very difficult to survive. You have family members depending on you, you have families depending on you, you have siblings, you have friends, many people relying on you, hoping that you're going to be successful so that you can bail them out of poverty. This video is for you, how to start from scratch to become very successful. And I know if you're a young person, you need to watch this video. You need to watch this video and learn a lot from it. So, here is what I have discovered. And this is the framework that I believe is going to work for you. How to start from scratch to become very successful. The first thing you need to do, the very first thing you need to do, if you know that you want to be global, you want to be successful, you want to be wealthy, you want to be rich, the first thing you need to do is to set your values and your standards. As simple as this is one of the reasons why most people are successful. Every rich person, every successful person, they have a certain set of rules, certain set of values that they live by every day, and has contributed to their success in life. So if you're starting out and you want to be successful, you need to define your values and your standards. Define your values and your standards. Now, listen to this. What are values? Values are fundamental beliefs that motivate people to act a certain way. So, successful people act a certain way, and that certain way is their values, what they believe. Because your values controls your life, controls your relationship, controls how you make friends, controls what you do, where you stay. Your standard defines a lot about you. So you need to have values. What are the principles that you live by? What are the things that will guide you? Some people's values is centered around hard work. I need to work hard to become successful. Therefore, they don't give room to laziness, they don't give room to procrastination. They are always working hard to become successful. So you need to define your values. What are the things that you need, or what are the things that you're going to watch out for in determining who is going to be your friend? What are the things you're going to watch out for to determine where you're going to stay, the people you're going to be friends with, your network, the things you believe in? You see, anybody who is a thief, have you seen a thief before? Why are they called a thief? It is because of their values. A thief, for instance, does not believe that hard work pays off. He believes that he can make money as fast as possible. All the fraudsters you're seeing, they believe that money can be made as fast as possible. And as a result, that value, those things they believe in, is sponsoring their actions. And that is why they end up in police cells today, why they end up in prisons today, because of their values. So if you are starting from scratch, you need to set your values. I can help you set some common values. Look at, listen to successful people, rich people, those people that you want to become like. Listen to them and watch what they believe in. It is going to help you set your values. A common way to get values is studying scriptures. As a Christian, your values should be centered around scriptures. No jealousy, no hatred, I forgive people. These are values to live by. So values are important, your standards are important if you want to be successful. What is that height I must get? Right? What are the things that I need to get to be who I want to be? Your standard. It will help you shelve off things that you don't need, friends you don't need, the things. It will help you to manage your time properly if you have values. So the first thing you need to do is to set your values and your standards. And this can actually be the same thing as mindset. Jim Rohn calls it philosophy. What are the governing things in your mind? What is your mindset? So, yes, it can also be your mindset. So, it's very important if you want to be successful. Number two, if you're starting from scratch and you want to be successful, the second thing you need to do is to find your purpose. Is to find your purpose. You are not a biological mistake. You are not an accident. There is a reason for you to be on earth, and you have to find that reason. And that is why most people don't have fulfillment. They have money, but they are not satisfied. There is still vacuum in their heart because they have not found their purpose. If you want to be successful, you need to find that thing that you were created to do. Every successful person found their purpose. You say, for instance, what is the purpose of Elon Musk? He is working in his purpose, inventing things, he's saying trying new things, inspiring people. That could actually be his purpose, to be at the top, to be a leader, to be an inventor, right? So every successful person that you see today who is truly successful is working in their purpose. So you need to find that thing that you were created to do. And once you found out what that thing is, you need to constantly and consistently work in that thing you found out. For some persons, like Thomas Edison, it could be to invent things, making life easy for people. And up till today, your name will be mentioned. For some other persons, it could be public speaking, inspiring people. It could be creating platforms that helps people find out what that purpose is so that you can have meaning for your life. People without purpose dabble in different things and they end up being dissatisfied. They end up ending in places where they didn't plan for because they don't have a purpose. So if you're starting from scratch, you need to find your purpose. Here is something you can do to find your purpose. You can pray. What is that thing you dislike? What is that thing that you can't stand? You are trying to solve. What is that thing also that you love to do? These are hints to find your purpose. Most importantly, you need to ask the manufacturer of the product. You need to ask God, what did He create you for? You need to prayerfully find your purpose. So, the second thing to do to start from scratch to become successful is to find your purpose. Number three, you need to educate yourself. You're starting from scratch. You want to be successful. You need to educate yourself. Even if you found your purpose, you need education to be able to, how is it called now? To be able to attain that state that people can see you and they can reward you for what you're doing. When crude is extracted, it is almost useless until it is refined. So when you find your purpose, you need to educate yourself, educate your mind. Education is more than just passing through the four walls of a university or a secondary school. These ones are important, but it's more than that. Education means you have to walk in that path, gain the knowledge that is responsible for attaining that place, that goal that you intend to achieve. So educate yourself, read books, listen to people who are in that state, that position that you are hoping to get to. Watch videos, watch sessions of people, podcasts of people that are in that particular position you are aiming to get to. Educate your mind. If yours is to speak, educate yourself on how to speak and people will want to listen. If yours is fashion, make sure you are the best in that field. I remember those days, I say this story a lot. I remember those days when my friend in school wanted to be a fashion designer. And I called him and said, who is that person that you can look at and they can inspire you into this fashion business you're entering into? And yes, we looked at a few people and we picked Ralph Lauren. So you need to educate yourself. You need to brush your skills. Be the best at what you do, right? Learn. If it means you taking up a skill, if it means you taking up an online course, if it means you going to learn from people who are better than you need to educate yourself. Starting from scratch to become successful requires education, requires knowledge. Every successful person gained knowledge, they required knowledge to be at that position that they are in today. I like giving the example of Thomas Edison. His mother had to homeschool him and teach him. His mother believed in him. And here today, we are using the light bulb. Credit to Thomas Edison. So you need to educate yourself. We're entering into a new year. You need to set out goals. What are the things that I need to learn to help me become successful? Yes, so number three is educate yourself. Then the next one is value relationship and networking. If you're starting from scratch, I tell you, one of the things that you need to excel is relationship and networking. Nobody succeeds alone. I have said this countless times. Nobody succeeds alone. Value relationship. The story of Jonathan and David teaches us that relationship is very important. David had to look for the son Mephibosheth of Jonathan, right? And had to reward him because of his father Jonathan. The story of David and Jonathan. So relationship is very important. When you see somebody who you perceive have the potential to become successful, hold them. Not too many people care about you. And when you meet somebody who cares about you, you need to value relationship. Spend time to network, make friends with people that are headed towards your way. In your journey to becoming successful, if you're starting from scratch, you need relationship. Most people who are successful today became successful through networking, through relationship, friends who helped them, maybe gave them money, right? People succeeded through relationship. One of the fastest way to become successful is knowing somebody who is successful. Yes, one of the fastest way to become wealthy is knowing somebody who is wealthy, being in a relationship with somebody who is wealthy. So you need to value relationship and networking. Very important as somebody who wants to start from scratch or is starting from scratch to become successful. The next and very important one is you need to find God. Yes, you need to find God. I was reading today that men cannot really help people. It is God that will touch their hearts to help you. So you need to find God. There is no success, no fulfilling success without the God person, the God factor, without the God factor. So you need to find God. If you are not in a close relationship with the person of Jesus, I mean, I'm sorry, you might end up having money, but that money will not give you good success, real fulfillment, good success. So you need to find God. Starting from scratch requires that you need God. There are things that you cannot do yourself. The Bible clearly states it that there are things that people cannot do themselves, but with God, everything is possible. So you need to find God. It's important if you're starting from scratch. Nobody can help you if God has not touched your heart, especially when you don't know anybody. The person you need is God. So find God, very important, because when you're successful in the future, you understand that there are people who are rich and wealthy, but they don't have peace. And that peace only comes from God. And finally, we are looking at starting from scratch to become successful. And finally, you need to stay focused and determined. Stay focused and determined. The path to success is not an easy path. You need to be focused. You need to be determined. Get rid of distractions. Get rid of things that are distracting you from that you know that are going to distract you from reaching your goals. For some persons, distractions are unique for different people. For some persons, it could be people, the kind of relationship or the kind of friends they have. For some other persons, it would be just doing things that are not aligned or in line with where they are headed. So look for that thing that will make you lose focus and get rid of it. You need to be determined. There's going to come a time when you're not going to be comfortable, excited about what you're doing, but determination will pull you through. Your focus will pull you through. You need to be determined that you are not giving up until you achieve success. Most people who are successful became successful because they refused to give up. So you need to stay determined. And with this blueprint, I can guarantee you that you are going to be very, very successful. Thank you for listening. If you like content like this, please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button, share this video, and drop your comments. Thank you, and see you on the next one.